closer to home, there is another group that's going after you. That would be, of course, the media and the congressional Democrats. And really, I suppose I'm repeating myself, in the January 6th committee, because you have been such a target of this whole thing. What is your take on the January 6th hearings?
Pelosi really gave up the game. When the committee was being formed, and typically in a committee you have a roughly equal number of Democrats and Republicans. The majority party typically has one or two more, but it's about equal. And the majority party doesn't get to pick the other party's members that are on it. And so Kevin McCarthy selected several people, including Jim Jordan, and Nancy Pelosi said, no, we don't want real Republicans. We don't want actually people who will ask questions. Instead, she picked Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger because they both decided they're not Republicans anymore. And their agenda is the same, which is to attack all the Republicans just like Pelosi's is.
Right.
And I got to say, so as you walk down the hall, this is the only question that reporters want to ask, and they're asking it constantly. And I just laugh. They're like, are you going to watch it? I'm like, why would I watch this? I don't watch the Democratic National Convention's convention every 4 years. That is a multi-day political campaign ad. It is designed to be propaganda, and I get it. They can have their campaign ads. But it's not actual factual inquiry. And if it were, look, if you want to ascertain what's going on, if you look at congressional hearings that go somewhere, you have cross-examination. You have scrutiny. You have, if a particular witness comes in and makes a charge, there's all these allegations that are made, you actually have someone challenge the credibility of the witness, press on, engage. Cross-examination is a powerful tool for ferreting out truth. But for example, this kangaroo court has zero interest in Nancy Pelosi's culpability on January 6th with stopping a sufficient law enforcement presence, stopping a sufficient effort to stop the riot that happened because she said, in her words, it was bad optics. They don't want to talk about that because that's inconsistent with their political narrative. I think it makes a lot of reporters really excited, but I don't think it's going to change any voter's mind anywhere in America. And by the way, the New York Times, there's an old line that a gaffe is when someone in Washington accidentally tells the truth.
Right.
The New York Times let the cat out of the bag when they ran as a headline, January 6th committee hearings present opportunity for Democrats to change the midterm narrative. Well, that's obviously what they want to do. Mm-hmm. I think it has failed badly so far, and I think it's going to continue to fail.
Do you think Pelosi made a mistake kicking Jordan and Banks and the real Republicans off the committee? That is,
yes.
if you do think, because if they were on the committee, presumably the Republicans would be more engaged. You'd have the grilling. There would be a reason to tune in.
I think it was stupid to kick off the real Republicans. And look, even from a perspective of TV, let's say you're Nancy Pelosi and you're not interested in truth. You are interested in eyeballs.
Right.
And frankly, the clash of seeing Jordan or Banks go at it with the witnesses makes good TV. That conflict would cause some people possibly to give a flip about what's going on. This is right now a bunch of Democrats talking to a bunch of Democrats. It's MSNBC. This is like a panel of MSNBC talking heads sitting down and going, Trump is terrible. Yes, Trump is terrible. Oh, I agree. Yeah. Oh, definitely. And like, that's boring and not news. Like, we know you think that. It was not lost on us that you don't have the Donald Trump swimsuit calendar up on your wall. We got that. I think it was a bad strategic and tactical mistake for Pelosi to throw the Republicans selected by the Republicans off the committee, because just like the New York Times, it said the quiet part out loud. It made it obvious we are telling a story complete with our Hollywood producer, and we don't want anyone telling any different stories than the story we want to tell.